going on, y'all? The reviewer is here, and I'm back. Give y'all this album review of Mr. Tinimaine called the Memoirs of Da Leprakhaun. And in case y'all don't know who Mr. Tinimaine is, he's a legendary rapper from Memphis, Tennessee. He's been putting it down in the rap game for a long time, man. I can say probably about at least 20 years. He's been in the game that long. Gotta give that man mad props. And this is his first nationwide album here under Too Thick Productions. And this is the real deal. Y'all know how we do. Got the CD of the Leprechaun, the green clover. Like I said, if y'all haven't heard the tape of 1995, which came out in 1995, that's another classic, but I'll review that in the near future. Alright, so let me give the man the credit who made the beats for the album. Much props to DJ Zerk. He's the only producer for this album other than Tonio Wilson. He also produced one track off of the album. It was called What About Me. You can probably see it on the side here. And then the features where you can see it. You can see it down here if you can pause it. So DJ Zerk, Tom Ski Mask, Primo, Red Dog, Tank, Bling and Spade, Tigger, and Mr. KC. Alright, so let's go on with the songs now. The first one is called The Phone Call. This is just a little skit. The next one is the intro. This is a nice little quick track for Mr. Tinimaine. He's taking shots at, I ain't gonna call his name, but the one who made, the next one is called Mine on it. This is a really crunk song. This was the first song that I heard off of this album like years ago, man. And it was on the website mtownrap.com. I think for those that love Memphis music, y'all may have remembered that website at one point. But this track goes hard, man. Tinimaine comes through with some dope vocals, and that beat is just straight up crunk, man, and the hook. Then the next one is called In Your Face. This is another tight track from Tinimaine. He comes through with some really nice verses. That hook is classic. It's called Stick 'em Up, Stick 'em Up, Raise 'em Up, Raise 'em Up, Drop it off, in your face is the sawed out. You know, that's how the hook goes. I believe that's DJ Zerk saying the hook, and he does really good on here. And the beat is pretty good as well. Then the next one is called This is a slower tempo song, and you got Tinimaine rapping kind of fast. Not real fast, but you can tell on these verses he pretty much mature with the flows that he does. I mean, he goes in with some dope verses. You have to hear it to see what I'm talking about. Then this is next one is a children's skit. They got kids rapping on this song. Don't last long. And then the next one, now keep in mind, some of the track listings are a little bit off, but I understood how it went. So the next one is called Set Up. This is pretty crunk as well. It's a nice beat. This features Bling and Tigger, if I'm not mistaken. It might be some other people, but it's not really specified who's featured on the album. I believe that's them. Tinimaine shouted them out on the verse. He said Bling and Tigger. So I'm assuming that's who's on the song. But this track goes hard, man. This is probably one of my personal favorites off of the album, man. The Haters. This song is pretty crunk. They got some people on here. I'm not sure who they are, but the hook goes hard. Tinimaine comes through with some nice verses. It's a pretty straight beat. And then the next one is called We Be Ballin'. And this song is really straight. This song reminds me of the Low Flip song called This Is The Way We Ball. Like, that's how the hook goes on there. Tinimaine flipped it on his own version and did his thing on there. The next track is Criminal Minded. Oh my God, this track right here is blazing, bro. Oh my God, if y'all haven't heard this song yet, man, y'all are seriously missing out. That beat is crunk and it's kind of dark too, man. So that's why I really like this song here. Tinimaine comes through with some dope verses there, and the hook on there is dope also. I've been singing this hook for the longest, man. I mean, this is one of them songs you have to peep out when you get a chance, man. Like straight up. This song is just straight up crunk. Then the next one is called The Chewin'. This features DJ Zert, Tom Ski Mask, and I'm not sure who the other guy is, but there's so many versions of The Chewin' on here. And I'm gonna tell y'all, man, I didn't like this song at first when I first heard it, but then it started to grow on me, and this is like one of their national anthems, you know what I mean, that you have to appreciate. This track is pretty good. The vocals are really nice, man. Tom Ski Mask does a nice job on this track. I believe DJ Zert did well as also. Everybody did their thing on there. Y'all, if y'all don't know what The Chewin' means, Top Down, that's the next song. And this song is really crunk as well. Tinimaine coming through with some dope lyrics on here. I mean, he does his thing along with this crunk beat, man. And even though it's crunk, it's still pretty laid back. I'll put it like that. And then Smoke is the last track. This track is also pretty good. It's one of those songs, like a remake from one of DJ Zert's old tapes. I can't remember what name of the song right now, but I know I heard it on there. And this is for all the smokers out there, man, that like the blaze and things of that nature. This is a really good track for y'all to blaze up to. Tinimaine did his thing on here. And that's the end of that. That's all the songs that I reviewed for this album. I think I pretty did much all of them. So to rate this out of a 10, I will give this a solid 8.5 to a 9. So I'll make that an 8.75. Tinimaine does a really good job with the lyrics. He always do. I never really heard him came with a whack verse, honestly. He always does his thing with the lyrics. Productions were pretty good, solid for the most part. I honestly think you can play this album all the way through and not be disappointed. Again, I would have to say, if you haven't heard his first underground album called 1995, I'm gonna review that album, so be on the lookout for that, because I have the cassette tape under Sick Records. Shout out to them. And I'm gonna tell y'all, y'all better be prepared for this review, because it's a lot to explain on there. Alright, but anyway, shout out to Tinimaine for coming out with a dope album. Shout out to DJ Zert, the producer, one of my personal favorite producers from Memphis. And shout out to all the features. Alright, much love to the real folks, and I'll be on here back with another review. Alright, peace out, guys.